You create your future by being in the present moment. These are the harsh truths that you need to know when it comes to your healing journey. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, High Guidance, and that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, then that means it is not aligned, which means it is not for you, so don't force it. As well as grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. For the rest of the month of April, and for this month of April, we have been going over and discussing the harsh truths when it comes to our healing journey. For today's video, we're going to be talking about how, in order for you to create your future, you have to be present, as well as some recommendations, some reminders, some disclaimers, and just certain things that you need to be aware of. And you guys, I have my notes in front of me. So the first disclaimer, like the introduction of the title and the topic of the video, the only way you're going to be able to see your future is if you are learning to be still. Until you realize that there are only 24 hours in a day and that there's only so much for you to do, you're going to be anxious. You're going to be overwhelmed. And you're being anxious and overwhelmed about things that have not happened and certain things that you do not have control over. That leads us into the second disclaimer. Control what you have control over. Say it with me. Put it in the comment section. Control what you have control over. Control what you have control over. Control what you have control over. I will control what I have control over. You are trying to control things that you don't have access to, whether it's emotions, finances, resources, and etc., which is causing you to be anxious, which is causing you to doubt yourself, which is causing you to be overwhelmed. You won't have to be overwhelmed. You won't have to worry. You won't have to be sad. You won't even have to be frustrated once you realize that you only have control what you have control over, which is where you are right now, which is what you do have. Focusing on what you don't have is not changing your situation and is not helping you. So the third disclaimer is using what you have and being grateful. A lot of times, yes, we're not where we want to be in life. Yes, we want to improve. Yes, we want better. Yes, we want more. This is not a negative thing. This doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have desires, but in order for you to experience the life that you want and to become better, you have to realize that if you don't have the money, if you don't have the support, if you don't have the resources, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to create something out of nothing? That is what's going to help you become the person that you need to be. And I'm speaking from experience. What has helped me along my healing journey was to realize that if I don't have certain equipment, or if I don't have certain finances, if I don't have certain support, I still have to make a way. And that's the issue. A lot of you all are not willing to accept where you are. A lot of you all are stubborn. A lot of you all are, like I said, trying to predict things or control things. Like, you have so many attachment issues that you don't realize that you're the only person who's blocking yourself. You're the only person who's limiting yourself. For the fourth disclaimer, you have to know that when it comes to you creating your future, there's no right or wrong way to do so. Like, you don't have to rush. You don't have to compare yourself to people. Like, you can look at people, you can be inspired, but you once again have to be able to be practical about what you're able to do. Like, if you want to lose weight, nobody's saying that it's impossible or that you can't do it, but you have to be mindful. Like, how am I able to lose weight? Like, what are you willing to do to lose weight? What tools, what resources, what education, what finances, like, what do you have to start today? Like, it may not happen in 24 hours. It may not happen in a day. It may not even happen in a week. You have to be mindful of, like, okay, if I want to lose weight for this month, how many days am I willing to invest in myself to work out? How many hours? How many minutes? What exercises? What routines? Am I able to invest into a personal trainer? Like, can I seek assistance outside of myself? You can't be afraid to ask for help. You can't be afraid to look for her personal trainers. You can't be afraid to look for Pilates classes. You can't be afraid to look for whatever exercise classes on YouTube. Like, you can't continue to block yourself. So lastly, before we get into the recommendations on how you're going to work on creating your future, like, you just have to take the initiative. Like, if you want something, you have to be willing to go for it. And that's similar to the fourth disclaimer. And I'm speaking from experience. Like, you can't complain about wanting certain things when you're not even trying. Now, if you're trying and you feel some type of way, okay, we're going to talk about that in the recommendations. But if you haven't even took the initiative, you can't fix your face. And I'm not here to make excuses or sugarcoat or condone any of that behavior, because if I didn't respect myself, I wouldn't be able to respect you and be honest with you. And that's the harsh truth when it comes to our healing journey. So now, when it comes to the first recommendation, in order for you to create your future, you have to be still. A lot of times we want to do certain things that haven't even happened yet, and that's the reason why you have the doubt and you have the fear. You have to be able to be where you are. So if there are only 24 hours in a day, you have to be practical. You have to be mindful of what you're able to do in a day. If you know you don't have all day to invest into certain things, the time that you do have, use it for that. You need to know there's a time and a place. Put that in the comment section. Say it with me. There's a time and there's a place. If you don't know what time and you don't know the place, slow your roll. And that's the second recommendation. You do have to take your time creating your future because it's for you. If you don't have the finances, if you don't have the resources, if you don't have the support, how are you going to make it happen? Let me know in the comment section and I'll slow down the speed of the video, but I'm just trying to, we got to make it make sense. How do you expect to become the best version of yourself if you don't even know what you want, if you don't know where you're supposed to be going, if you don't even know what to do? Or you're waiting for something to randomly fall out the sky. And it's not to say that things can't just randomly fall out the sky, because they do, but what are the chances? Like, if you don't even have faith, and that's the third recommendation, if you don't have faith, if you don't have confidence, if you don't believe in yourself, why do you think it's gonna happen? Why do you feel like you deserve something if you don't have the faith or the confidence or the conviction to receive it or to quote unquote manifest it? Like, come on now, we're here to think. We're here to use our brains to the fullest capacity, so therefore we can become the fullest version of ourselves. So the fourth recommendation when it comes to you creating your future is knowing that you need to be able to tap into your imagination. You need to be able to dream. You need to be able to have a plan, have structure. So it's important, yes, to create vision boards. It's important, yes, to journal. It's important to be inspired by certain people, places, and things, but you need to know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. So it's important that you are taking time to yourself. You're isolating yourself. You're separating yourself. You're getting into the field. You're getting into the laboratory. Like, you have to be able to whip things up. You have to be able to cook things up. You need to figure out, what ingredients do I need? How much salt? How much sugar? Like, this is your life. So if you want something, you have to be able to plan. You need to realize, how is your time management? What does that look like? If you're new here, I created a 30-day consistency playlist challenge. I'll have it here up at the top of this video and in the descriptions. It goes over step by step what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, and when you're supposed to do it. Because it's not even the fact that you lack discipline or that you're incapable of creating the future that you for the life that you want for yourself, it's just, you just need some structure. You need order. Like, you need time to yourself. Like, if you want to lose weight, but you haven't made time to figure out how many days out of the week or the month you're going to be going to the gym or exercising, how do you plan on losing weight? Even if your way of losing weight isn't like to be physical or to be active, let's just say you take supplements and you get surgery, you still have to make time. You still have to plan. You need to find a surgeon. Then you have to think about the time to recover. Then you need to make sure you have somebody that's going to be able to help you and take care of yourself. If you're going to change your diet, you have to be able to willing to educate yourself and inform yourself, like, okay, well, what food am I supposed to be eating? What supplements am I supposed to be taking? Like, it's a lot that goes into our future. So it's like, you need to slow down. You need to take your time. You need to be looking. You need to be educating yourself. And you just have to take one day at a time. Like, you don't have to create your future in a day. You don't have to have everything figured out. Because a lot of times, if you don't have the finances, if you don't have the resources, if you don't have the tools, you have to use your imagination. You have to go within. This is why a lot of people will tell you all the time, you have everything that you need, because you do. It starts with your heart posture. It starts with your mind. And for those of you who believe in God, ancestors, and universe, it starts with your faith. If you don't have faith in God, the ancestors, universe, take what resonates, leave the rest, what are you going to have faith in? How are you going to determine your future if you're not even present right now? You have to evaluate, okay, you know what you don't want, because you experienced certain things in your past up until this moment. So now you have to realize, okay, based off of what I've learned for the first 20, 30, 40 years of my life, what do I want to continue to do? What do I not want to continue to do? Whether it's with emotions, finances, resources, whether it's people, places, environments, like, you have to be willing to do something, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to end off the video. If you're ready to start working on your future and healing yourself, let me know in the comment section. Make sure you guys are following me on all my social media platforms. All the information is down in the description box below. When you guys are following me on Instagram and on TikTok for the rest of the month of April, we're going to be talking about this, but very soon we're going to be moving forward because life goes on. that's what we're going to be talking about as we transition from April into May. And if you're interested in a service in a session, make sure you book your service in your session. If you're unable to do so and you're having like technical difficulties, drop the word website in the description down below. But creating your future doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to beat yourself up. You just have to be mindful. You do have to be intentional, and you just have to want better. You have to experience life. Like, you have to learn. Like, you may have ups, you may have downs, you may have to invest time. Like, and once again, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself or to create a future, you can't compare yourself. You can't be listening to people who don't help you. You can't be watching and engaging with things that are not for you. So it's like, you just have to make decisions. If you want to lose weight, if you want to be healthier, you have to be watching people who lose weight. You have to be watching people who are practical of their diet. You can't be surrounding yourself with people who don't care about what they eat. If you want to look a certain type of way, you can't be listening to people who don't take care of themselves. Like, it's up to you. It's 24 hours in a day, and the time is going to go by regardless. So I love you. You are loved. Until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.